Jason wasn't the kind of guy people noticed in a crowd. A quiet, humble man in his early 30s, he lived alone in a small cabin at the edge of the forest. Nature was his peace, his sanctuary, a place where life made sense. He worked odd jobs in town, fixing fences, stacking firewood, and helping at the local hardware store. But on weekends, he escaped to the trails, hiking deep into the mountains where silence whispered like an old friend. One crisp Saturday morning, with the air still fresh with dew and birdsong echoing through the trees, Jason set out on one of his favorite hikes, Eagle Ridge Trail. It was a long, rugged path not many dared take. That was part of why he loved it. 2 hours into the hike, as he rounded a bend near a rocky slope, he heard a sharp cry. It wasn't an animal. It was human. He stopped in his tracks, heart thudding. Listening closely, he heard the cry again, weaker this time. Without hesitation, he veered off the trail, pushing through dense brush until he spotted her, a young woman lying awkwardly at the base of a small hill, one leg bent unnaturally. Hey! Hey, I'm coming to help, he called out. The woman looked up, pain and fear etched on her face. I slipped, my ankle. I think it's broken. Jason slid down to her carefully, checking her injury. He'd done wilderness first aid before and could tell it was bad. She needed help fast. Her hiking gear looked expensive, her clothes not made for such a rough trail. She seemed completely unprepared. I'm Jason. I'm going to splint this the best I can and get you out of here, he said gently. Thank you, she whispered. I'm Emily. The trek back was brutal. Jason built a makeshift stretcher from branches and his jacket, and for the next 2 hours, he hauled her slowly through rough terrain. He slipped more than once, sweat pouring down his face, arms trembling from the strain. Emily, despite her pain, kept apologizing. You didn't have to do this, she said through clenched teeth. I couldn't leave you, Jason replied simply. No one should be alone when they're hurting. Eventually, they reached the trailhead where Jason flagged down a car. Emily was taken to the hospital, and Jason quietly slipped away, content she was safe. He never expected to see her again. But life had its own plans. 3 days later, while Jason was restocking shelves at the hardware store, a black SUV pulled up. A man in a crisp suit stepped out, followed by a familiar face, Emily, her ankle in a cast but a radiant smile on her face. Jason, she called, walking toward him with the help of crutches. I've been looking everywhere for you. He blinked in surprise. You're okay. I'm more than okay. You saved me. You didn't even know who I was. Jason scratched the back of his neck awkwardly. Didn't matter. The man beside her stepped forward. I'm Richard Langston, Emily's father. CEO of Langston Enterprises. Jason's eyes widened slightly. Langston Enterprises owned nearly Hal.